So, good day to all of you. We are now on the topic forecasting in the productivity and quality tools. And in this video, we will tackle moving averages as one of the types of time series forecasting, as well as the weighted average, weighted moving average, and exponential smoothing. So, I will be sharing my screen here. So ayan, moving average, weighted average, and exponential smoothing. Actually, exponential smoothing is part or another version of weighted average. Okay? So here, a moving average forecast uses a number of historical actual data values to generate a forecast. So moving averages are useful if ang assumption natin is that market demands will stay fairly steady over time. If there is a constant, demand. Okay? Ayan. So a 4-month moving average is found to simply summing the demand during the past 4 months and dividing by the moving average or 4. Okay, with each passing month, the most recent month's data are added to the sum of the previous 3 months' data and the earliest months is dropped. Okay? So this practice tends to smooth out the short-term irregularities in data series. Now, here, we're going to have a basis in our forecast based on the moving average. Yung kaninang binasa ko, ang basihan niya is 4 months. But in here, in our example, ang magiging basis natin is 3-month moving average. Okay? So now, sa 3-month moving average, yung first 3 months before the month of forecast is gagamitin natin as our data. In here, we are given months from January to December, and we have on the second column the actual sales from January to December. After which, on the third column, we have this formula kung paano natin kukunin yung 3-month moving average. Yan. Okay, ito yung magiging forecast natin. Okay, so, ayan, our actual sales on January is 10, on February is 12 and 13. So there's these 3 periods will be used, okay, on the next month's forecast. Okay, and i-divide natin siya kung ilang period ba ang ginamit natin as data. So ang actual sales natin from January 12 and 13, i-add natin 10 plus 12 plus 13 divided by 3. So therefore, our forecast in April is 11. Okay, but here the actual is 16. Okay, so ayan. So again, forecast is just a forecasting. We need to forecast lang kung ilan ba yung sales, ilan ba yung ipuproduce natin, but hindi talaga yun yung magiging value ng actual. Okay? So, yan lang yung magiging basis natin based on the previous experiences nung past months, di ba? 10, 13, 12, and 13. In-average lang natin to. So, kaya nag-arrive tayo from 11. So, ganyan yung magiging assumption natin hanggang matapos yung December. Now, on the month of May, we will be using the first 3 months before the month of May. So, we will be using these figures from February to April. That is why makikita nyo dito sa formula, 12 plus 13 plus 16 divided by 3, 14 po yung forecast natin. Okay, 14 units. But, then again, mas maliit yung forecast natin kaysa sa actual sales. Ayan. So, on June, same pa din yung magiging step natin. We will be using the 3 months, first 3 months before the month of forecast. So dito, before the month of June, eto yung periods na yan. March, April, and May. Therefore, dito sa formula natin, 13 plus 16 plus 19. Divided by 3, 16. Okay, proceed tayo. On the month of July, the first 3 months is April, May, and June. Gagamitin natin yan. And as our data in the forecast of July divided by 3. Ayan. Our answer is 19. On August, okay, let's assume na tuloy-tuloy na first 3 months pa din, May, June, and July siya. So 19 plus 23 plus 26 divided by 3. Our forecast here is 23 units, pero yung actual sales natin is 30. Now on September, we will be using the actual sales from June to August. Kaya meron tayong 23 plus 26 plus 30 divided by 3. Kasi 3 months yung moving average natin. That is 26. So, dito mapapansin natin, the actual and the forecast is close. Right? May difference lang siya ng 2. Okay? In here, on October, ayan, yung magiging ano natin, basis is the first 3 months before October, 26, 30, and 28. Divided by 3, ang forecast natin is 28. Yan yung forecast natin. Pero look at the actual 18. So may discrepancy dito. Okay? Kaya naman kasi, itong parang maging weakness lang ng data na to kasi nagbe-base sa previous experience. Not knowing that there are unexpected pa na non-recurring transaction that will come along the way. So, kaya big ano ito findings. Kasi ang actual sales lang is 18 pero yung na forecast mo na ipoproduce mo is 28. Okay? So on November, same pa din. August to October yung magiging data natin. 30 plus 28 plus 18 divided by 3. Okay, that's 25 units. May something pa din kasi yung actual sale is 16. Yung na-forecast natin is 25. And on December, first 3 months before the month of forecast, 28 plus 18 plus 16 divided by 3. Okay, so that is 21. Ayan. Okay. Is 21. So, that's how you solve moving average. Okay? Ayan. So, ito sila. This will be your forecast units. So, compare mo yan sa actual units mo. Okay? But we have more, ano pa, complex example for that, and that is the weighted average. Okay? So, in weighted average, meron tayong gagamiting weighted or weights application. Okay? In weights application, when a detachable trend or pattern is present, weights can be used to place more emphasis on recent values. Okay? So this practice makes forecasting techniques more responsive to the changes because the more recent periods may be more heavily weighted. Okay? So, the choice of weights is somewhat arbitrary. Arbitrary lang po siya because there is no set formula to determine them. Therefore, in deciding which weights to use requires some experience. So, etong mga weights na ina-apply natin, okay, is discretionary or arbitrary. So, base ito sa experience ng company. And here, ang weights na in-apply dito in forecasting is ang 3 will be last month, okay? 2, 2 months ago, and 1, 3 months ago. So yung pinaka-recent, yun yung pinaka mas heavily weighted. Which means mas magbabase tayo doon sa last month. Okay, kasi may weight siya na 3. Okay, ano bang magiging formula niyan, sir? Weight of the period, okay, then times demand in the period and over the weights. Okay, so ganito yan. That's how you do it. If you freeze muna natin to para makita ninyo ang formula. Okay, yan. So 3 months pa din ang gagamitin natin. From the month of January, February, March. So April yung magiging forecast ano natin, month. So sa April, gagamitin natin yung 3 periods or 3 months, 10, 12, and 13. Pero lalagyan natin ng weights. Okay, di ba? Sabi natin kanina, yung pinaka last months or current month before the month of forecast will be heavily weighted. So nalagyan natin ng 3. 3, 2, and 1. Okay? Kasi ito yung pinaka last month yung pinaka dugay or ayan, okay, na month of forecast. So yung pinaka recent month is mas heavily weighted. So 13 times 2, 12 times 2, 10 times 1, 10 pa din yan kaya hindi ko na lang nilagay yung 1 dyan. Okay, don't be confused class ha. Okay. So, ayan, i-divide mo siya divided by 6. Bakit naging 6 yan, sir? Di ba 3 months lang? Okay. Ang 6 kasi is the sum of the weights applied. 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay? O, di tingnan mo yung yung formula weights, di ba? Ang magiging denominator natin. Therefore, 3 times 13, 12 times 2, 10 times 1, divided by the weight 6, in which our forecast in the month of April is 12. But the actual is 16 units. In May, we will be using another 3 sets of months before the month of forecast, 12, 13, and 16. Okay, 16 times 3, 13 times 2, 12 times 1. Ganun pa din na, divided by 6, 14. So 14 yung forecast, the actual is 9. So medyo may big discrepancy pa din. On the month of June, okay, so we will be use again the last 3 months being the current month or the current the most recent month before the month of forecast is 19. So ito yung mas heavily weighted. 19 times 3, 2 times 16, 13 times 1 or 13 na lang divided by 6. Ayan, that is 17. So gagawin natin siya same hanggang December. Okay, just bear with me ha. Ito number sa July, first 3. Ayan. Okay, 16, 19, and 23. 23 times 3, 19 times 2, 16 times 1, divide 6. Therefore, ang ating forecast on this month of July is 21 units, but the actual is 26 units. Okay, that's okay pa din. On August, first 3 months pa din. Okay, being the recent month being the most heavily weighted, 26 times 3, 2 times 23, 1 times 19, add mo yan all together divided by the 6, okay? Which is the weight, 24. On September, do the same process again. Just find the first 3 months before the month of forecast, 30 times 3, 26 times 2, 23 times 1. That's 24. At 28, 28. Okay? Ayan, on the month of October, first 3 months, July, August, September, ganun pa din yung process, 28 times 3, 2 times 30, 26 times 1. Okay, so we have 28 units. So, eto may big discrepancy din. Ang forecast is 28 pero the actual sale is 18. Okay, same with November and December. November, ayan. So November naman, first 3 months pa din. 18 times 3, 28 times 2, 30 times 1 divided by 6, 23. And on December, first 3 months pa din. So from September to November, 3 times 16, 2 times 18, and 1 times 28 divided by 6, that is 19. Okay, dito mas nag-exceed yung forecast number kaysa sa actual sales. So, yan yung pwede nating i-investigate. Okay? So, that's how we apply weighted average method. Okay? So, now, dahil alam na natin how to apply moving average and weighted average, diretso tayo sa exponential smoothing. Okay, in exponential smoothing, this is another weighted moving average forecasting method. So it involves the very little record keeping of past data and is fairly easy to use. Okay, easy to use. So the very basic exponential smoothing formula can be shown as follows. So ito, to have our new forecast as our basis on the current year's projection, we have to use the last period's forecast plus, okay, the last period's actual demand, yung actual talaga, less last period's forecast, multiply it by your smoothing or weighting constant. A. Ayan, may denotion siya na A. Ayun. Okay? So, ito yung other equation niya if ayaw nyo nito. But, depende na din sa inyo kung ano yung gagamitin yung formula. Pero same lang yan sila. If you are not confident with this one, then use this one. Okay, as a basic formula. Same lang naman yung ang formula or yung result na mag-a-arrive dyan. So, we have an example. Okay. Freeze muna natin para makita ninyo ang formula, ha? Example, in January, a car dealer predicted February demand for 142 Ford Mustangs. Okay, prediction, forecast yan. The actual February demand was 153 autos. So ang forecast na is 142, pero ang actual demand pala is 153. Okay? Using a smoothing constant chosen by the management of 0.20, ito yung weight, ano niya ha, weight, ayan, smoothing weight. Ayan. The dealer wants to forecast March demand using exponential smoothing model. So, we are going to use this formula. So, for us to get the new forecast, or otherwise known as FT, okay, we need our last period's forecast. Di ba, March ang pino-forecast natin. So, ang magiging basis natin is the month of February. Ano ba yung forecast natin nung month of February? Ito, nag-predict sila na 142 yung mapuproduce nilang Ford Mustangs. So, 142 plus, okay, ayun. Before natin siya i-multiply doon sa smoothing na 0.20 which is estimated by the management. So, gamitin muna natin, kunin muna natin yung data ng February na actual demand. The actual demand is 153. Ililess natin yung last month's na demand or the forecast, which is 142. The solution of this will be multiplied by 0.20. Kaya ang result is 2.2. I-add natin siya ngayon sa forecasting nyo last month, 142. So therefore, ang new forecast mo for the month of March will be 144.2 units. Okay? So that's how you solve exponential smoothing. So mas madali siya at mas faster kaysa sa moving average wherein kailangan mo talaga mag-average. So those are the time series forecasting. I will be um, teaching soon in a separate video tutorial the mean absolute deviation, ito, next meeting, and the mean absolute percent error. This is another type of forecasting techniques. So should there be question, class, feel free to ask. Okay, or you have to comment for any questions and I will entertain naman. Okay, so see you next meeting for our next video tutorial.